Hey guys, it's your girl Candy Boo back at you with another video, and this time it's gonna be a story time. Alright, let's jump right into it. So, growing up in Jamaica, I always spoke like this because I went to a prep school, which would be equivalent to like a private school in America, I guess. But I didn't go to a public school. So, I went to a prep school, and in prep school, everyone, or most of us, speak like this. We speak fluent English. There's no patois in there, and this is just the dialect of the group. Like, there's no patois. If there was, it was very minute, very miniature. So, growing up in Jamaica, I would always be like this. I would travel to America and get some of the American dialect, I guess. But in Jamaica, we speak English. So when I would come back to Jamaica, my cousins all speak patois, and they would pick on me, saying I think I'm better than everyone else, I don't even know how to speak patois. Why do I speak like this? Whatever. But my dad was like a firm believer that people need to be able to understand me. Bella, you agree? That people need to be able to understand me. So I guess that's why he decided to send me to a prep school. Anyways, after, I graduated from prep school, I went straight to high school. Because in Jamaica, we don't have prep school or primary school and then middle school. We have prep, then high. That's it. We don't have the middleman area there. So when I went to high school, my first day of high school, I missed orientation because I was here abroad. I was in the United States chilling with my mom for summer break, and I didn't go to orientation. So I went to high school. The first official day of school just started, and I was, living my best life. I got all the stuff I needed from America back to school. Didn't have any friends because most of my friends went to another high school. I think I knew one person. Lies. Two persons. Sorry, Gabrielle. How did I forget you? I knew two people, and at the time, they and we weren't that close. So everyone in my high school, okay, not everyone, but most people in my high school, I went to an all-girls high school, they were speaking patois. I was pretty much the only one in my class who wasn't speaking patois. So when I came, especially because I missed orientation and I was late, everyone was like, "Who are you, American?" Because I speak like this, and I don't know what it is with Jamaicans who think that you need to be speaking patois in order to be a Jamaican. No, people, we're ruled under the British. We were ruled under the British. They speak English. We speak English. We speak patois as well, but English is our first language. Let me just put that out there for anyone else who's gonna ask me a question as to why I don't speak patois, or how is it that your English is so great. We speak English. Anyways, so people were like, "Oh, are you American?" And I'm like, "No, I'm Jamaican." What? And they're like, "Well, you don't speak patois." Because I was brought up not to speak patois, so people can understand me. If I was speaking patois to you guys every video, I would only attract a Jamaican audience, or any Americans or non-Jamaicans or people from the UK. Anyone else would be like, "What is this girl saying?" I have a couple of friends that I'm Jamaican, and even sometimes I can't understand them. I gotta ask them to slow it down and take it down a couple notches. So I was tired of people, at that time asking me, why don't I speak patois? So Candace had this bright idea, and yes, I just spoke in the third person. I had this bright idea that I was gonna go home, first day of school, fresh off the plane, and speak patois to my dad. Yeah. So I went home, and he was like, first day, so he was asking me how was school and everything. So I was like, "Yo, well, go on, daddy. Yeah, man, did shot. You don't know to play a sellout." His face, I think his soul left his whole body when I responded to him in that way. He was like, excuse me? And I had to bring it back it up, back it up. I had to back it all the way up and take several seats and readjust my dialect and come to him correct. So I was like, I am sorry. Hey, Dad, what's up? School was good. You know, this and this happened. And he was just like, what happened? What in the world made you think that you needed to speak to me like that? And, you know, I explained to him, you know, that everyone's always picking on me. My cousins do it, first day of school. People already doing it, thinking I'm American and saying I'm not Jamaican. And, you know, as a child, I was in the 7th grade at the time, so I was probably 12, 11. I don't know any better at the time, and that kind of takes a toll on you, especially for all your life. Everyone's judging you, saying that you're not a Jamaican, you're not authentic, you're not true, you're trying to be something that you're not. And I think I just got so tired of it that I was like, okay, fine. You want me to speak Patois? I'm going to speak Patois, and all of us just going to speak Patois together, and we're going to be the only ones that understand what each other is saying, and no one else is going to get it. So he had to sit me down and, like, explain that, you know, it's okay to be different. It's okay that you don't speak Patois all the time, or it's okay that you don't speak Patois at all. Again, you don't only live in Jamaica. You travel to the US, you travel to Canada, like you have family all over, and when you go places, people need to understand you. So coming to America now, you know, where I live, my first job, you know, everyone was like, are you Jamaican? You don't sound Jamaican. I was like, how does a Jamaican sound? Can you please explain? As a Jamaican, how am I supposed to sound? And you're like, well, you don't speak Patois. So I had to just bring it to their attention that, okay, so if I spoke Patois to you, would you understand what I'm saying? Then they had the, no, exactly. You're not my friends, like, you're not my family. I can't speak Patois to you. And why would I want to speak Patois all the time? Like, if I want to switch it up, I know to switch it up because now I'm older and can understand the difference between the two. But if I'm doing that all the time, then no one other than Jamaicans or other than people who know Jamaican Patois is going to understand me. And I thought communication is when two people are speaking and we're trying to understand each other. No? Two or more? No? Yeah. So now, whenever I go places and people are like, oh yeah, you're Jamaican, speak some Patois. Or, the worst one, you're Jamaican, speak Jamaican. People, Jamaicans do not speak Jamaican. Jamaicans speak English and Patois. Or we have a little that dabble in Spanish. But what we're mostly known for, we speak English, which is what I'm speaking to you, and we can chat the Patois, which is the broken English. Or, as one of my coworkers called it, it's Ebonics. I don't know if you guys will understand it better if I say we speak Ebonics, but for me, I know I speak English and I can speak Patois. And I was able to speak Patois when I was in college because at that point, my dad now realized that I can do both. I can speak English when I want to, and I know over tripping on the raw Patois when I feel like it. So that way, I know how to go back and forth. If I'm speaking to someone who speaks English, I'm like, hey, how are you? How you doing? And if I'm speaking to my friends or someone else that speaks Patois, yo, wagwan yadi, you don't know, I touch roll later, forward. You see me? Like, stuff like that. So that was just like a brief story time on speaking English versus Patois. And when I came home and I was like, yo, wagwan daddy, where you where you feel like? He was not having it. Alright guys, thank you for watching my video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with your friends. And what? Call me when you get home so I know you're safe. Bye.